Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee, and this is our second project of our Sunday Winter Carnival and our 7th project overall. The last project I did got me, I knew that was going to be the longest one, so it got me a little bit out of the schedule I was hoping to do, but this one will get us caught right back up. Well, I have a beautiful card for you here today. This is an overlay fun fold. So it's got this look right here, super beautiful. And of course, it highlights our products that we had for class. All right, so what we're going to need to make this card is we're going to need a piece of basic white cardstock cut at 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. And along the 5 1/2 inch side, we're going to score it at 4 1/4. We also need a piece of basic white at 4 by 4, some scraps for die cutting. The fine glimmer paper, we're going to need a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And for our gorgeous fancy Flora designer paper, a piece that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4 and 3/4 by 5 1/4. For this card here, for those of you that are looking through the paper, this is the pattern of the Fancy Flora pack that I chose. So it's got this like hodgepodge of paint looks on the front, and then it's got this look on the back. So this is the one that I used for that. And I've got that cut ahead of time. So again, there's our designer paper. For those of you that got the kits to go, this is what your packet looks like. Minus the cut materials, because of course you've got that in your kit. All right, so in here we've got the other pieces for our project. All right, I also used from the stitch shapes, I've got the square. I think this one's pretty close to like a 3 by 3 square. So you could either cut your white cardstock of that, we'll use this for the inside, or you can use the stitch shapes. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get this put together. And we'll get, so ahead of time what I did, this is again 5 1/2 by 5 1/4. And along the 5 1/2 inch side, I scored it at 4 1/4. Okay, so we've got that. And let's just go ahead and we'll put down our designer series paper. And we'll use that with our liquid glue. This is a very easy layout, but it's so impactful, I think. All right, we'll go ahead and I'm going to give that a really good crease. And we'll put this down. That goes right up there. And again, I'm going to just give it a good crease. All right, next I like to go ahead and layer my fine shimmer paper onto the square piece of the basic white. And we'll put that down. So make sure to comment on this video here during or on our live or on our Facebook page here. And then that way you'll be entered to win the drawing. I'll be giving somebody one of these cards. All right, so when this is closed, this is what this looks like. As you can see, what I did is I centered it down towards the bottom, or put it so that it's even on the bottom here, and just kind of center it, eyeball it, so that it's centered on either side of it. And then what I want to do is put some liquid glue up here on the top. And then we're simply going to close, and then I'm also going to stay within this area up here. And do a little bit on that too. And we'll close that. Give it some contact. And then we've got this nice, and that's the overlay. Whoops, give that time to kind of really have that good contact. Okay, so while that's going like that, what I want to do is show you my tip for putting and centering this piece right here. All right, so if this is, whoops, get this out here. So this is where I want this to be, and it's probably centered onto here. Okay, so this is the back side of the stitched square. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back side of it. And I want this to be centered onto this piece here when it's opened. And so I'm putting the non-glued side facing down and the glue side, or what adhesive you have on, facing up. Center it how you want. Now close this. And when you open it, you have that exactly where you want it. So that way you have it, you know, evenly spaced within there. So that's my little tip on that. That's the card base. Now it's just about adding the sentiments and some decorating. As we know, if you've been watching throughout the weekend, I'm using the Happiness Abounds for majority of the floral projects here, especially today. And so for this one, what I did ahead of time is I stamped this flower, and these leaves out with Memento ink, and I'm going to do some coloring with my blends. Ahead of time, I got things started for us in that regards. So on these leaves here, what I used is my the light soft seafoam green, and colored 3 on this one. I put 4 leaves on it, so however many leaves that you want to make. And then for our flower, I thought I'd try to do something a little different just to show you don't have to do all of the same color. I was really wanting to pull out the pool party so that we could get our ribbon in there, and to pick out the pool party that was in the pattern paper. And so to do that, what I did is I took my fresh freesia and started out by just coloring the leaves, purposely leaving the center open for now on this. So I'm just going very quickly here. So we'll do that. I'm hoping everybody's having a great day. I have to do a get some caught up on some cooking. Our cupboards are pretty bare at home these days. My husband, Jeff, was like going, "Do we have anything to eat here?" And I'm like, "Honey, I will so go to the grocery store afterwards, because I've got a couple of things that I want to make here this week coming up for our dinners." All right, so then with our pool party, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to color the center of the flower. And I can come back in here with our purples and kind of go over any white spaces if I want. You know, and then you can, of course, keep going over that and making it as detailed as what you'd like. But that's how I added the centers into our flowers here. All right, we'll put our blends off to the side. Also in the kit, or if you're making this at home, what I did is I took from the Stitched Shapes, one of the banners, and I'm going to be using the sentiment from Go To Greetings, the Thinking of You, and I'm going to use our Memento ink for that. So I'll use black ink, and go ahead and stamp that. Hopefully I got her. There we go. All right. Bring in our card base again. For this one, because I think because this has some overhang option or opportunity, because we can still stay within our card base. I think it makes it look real interesting on your card if you kind of go outside of that square a little bit. And so that's what I did on this. So I'm going to just glue this down so that one of the banner tails hangs off to the edge just a little bit. So I'm going to just put glue on what will be the back left side. And then kind of line that up a little bit and put that down. And then to anchor it, I'm going to, get that kind of straightened up here. We're going to put our flowers like so. And I'm going to go ahead and use my glue dot, or I shouldn't say my glue dot. I'm going to put on the back side here. So on the left side, put a little bit of our liquid glue. And I'm going to just put one of our leaves on it in this case. Put that down. And now I'm going to get the regular dimensionals. And I'm going to anchor that over top. And this is a nice big one, so I'm going to add 3. And we'll get our dimensional foam dots off. We'll do this. Bring this back in. And again, like overhang it just however that you would want. I think that looks good right there. And I did put a little Wink of Stella on it. I thought, well, the fine shimmer paper, we're just going to go ahead and really give this a nice glitter thing for our recipient. And we'll add a little bit on the leaves. Do that before I add the next layer. And I'm going to do the same thing on the smaller flower here. I'm going to add 2 leaves to it. So I want the one to kind of go up here. Then do another one. Oh, that was a glop. And turn it back upside down. And maybe have it go like this. I like that look. Since that moved on me, let me just double check. Yep, that'll work. And we'll get our dimensionals again. The liquid glue helps us kind of position it and keeps it into place where we like it, and then reinforce where those connect with a dimensional. And I think just one, because this is going to overlap just a little bit. And put that down. Oh my gosh, this card's so pretty. I hope you like it. The paper and the shimmer paper is everything. I just hope that if you haven't gotten it already, that maybe you consider it. And I hope that if you got the kits to go, that you like it too. Okay, so now let's put some bling on it. I'm going to use these larger ones. And I'm going to put one. Whoops. My fingers have liquid glue on it. Put one here. I'll grab, let's see, we'll grab this one and put it on the banner. Oh my gosh. Get a baby wipe on my hands and get the extra glue off. And then let's put one of the blue tones up here. Okay. Oh, and then we have, and I I made sure that I knew where my glue dots were at, by golly. Ahead of time, what I did is I used my bow maker to make a bow with our pool party ribbon that we've been using throughout the event. And we'll grab a glue dot. Oh, there they are. Glue dot on the back. Bring in our project. And we'll put a pretty bow up here in the corner. And there we go. So again, this is what I'm calling an overlay fun fold. And again, a really pretty card that you could use for any occasions on the thinking of you. All right, I will be back here at, because I think this one got us caught up, I'll be back here at 11:15 or 11:30, whatever our next schedule is here, and I'll see you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.